Back in the Bernie and Sid show, heard everywhere on the 77 WABC app. We're coming to you live from the NJDiet.com studio, 17 stories above Madison Square Garden. And joining me in studio is, well, we used to describe him as a hero cop. But now he's actor and producer, Bo Dietl. Good morning, Bo.
Good morning. Good morning.
The Irishman.
Yeah, The Irishman. Very nice day. I think there's something like 50 million people downloaded it on Netflix.
That's right.
Well, I'm very honored. I walk around the streets, people recognize me, and a lot of them say, Bo, you need a bra. I said, well, I'm Bo. That's it. I still could do 80 push-ups, so those breasts got some strength behind
Let me tell you something. Bo's got shoulders and arms on him like a bull, like a water buffalo. I mean, the strength is incredible, the natural strength.
Well, it's all begun. It started to begin right now. And you know what? I watched that mayor last night. I don't know why I'd go to – I just like to torment myself. And I watch him with that Errol Lewis when he starts to talk about, the crime over there in that park with that young girl, that 18-year-old young girl, was viciously stabbed to death, that beautiful young girl. Yeah. And he now all of a sudden says, well, if there was a crime problem there, the police should have gotten – now he's talking about the police. Now he wants to support the police. Maybe you've taken their balls away from them and they don't want to go in that park and harass these little punks because they're going to videotape them and they'll have lawsuits against them. Right. Like that woman there with a kid that was doing a tantrum in that place where she was trying to get money, and then they're trying to tell her to calm down. You can't sit here. No, you leave me alone. And the cops did what they had to do. They gave her $600,000. I mean, what it's all about, Bernie, is sue the cops, get the money. I think there's something like $350 million last year worth of lawsuits. So now the cops don't react in that park in Morningside Park because they don't want to get involved. Now all of a sudden the union guy sounds like a complete idiot when you bring out about pot. So, of course, if the girl wanted to buy a pot cigarette, big deal. That's not criminal anymore. They walk around smoking pot all over New York. Right. They're buying pot all. It's not illegal anymore. So why would he come out and say that? That's silly for him to say that, and I'm very surprised at him. I support him 100%. I support all my union guys. But that was ridiculous. Yeah. The culprit here, the blood on the hand, is Mayor de Blasio. Yes, He's put that environment in the streets where cops are not reacting. And you know what? This is the beginning. Like that other little scumbag with 40 sexual abuse on the subway. They keep letting him out. He's groping women on the trains, rubbing them all out. And then that other little punk, he abused a 3-year-old kid up in the Bronx. They released him again. Wait, then he abused a little girl,
$2,000 bail.
Yeah, and then he abused a little 7-year-old girl. Yes. It ain't going to stop, Bernie. It's getting worse. Criminal reform. I'm for criminal reform. There's no reason where a kid gets locked up for pot, he can't make a lousy $1,000 bail in the jail. I'm for that. But let's not get crazy here. We're going all the way on the other side. Exactly. Now what's happening is you can't hold anyone in jail. And with the new criminal reform, I waited the other night. I waited for the governor. He didn't show up at a Christmas party. And I waited for him because I wanted to say, you didn't sign it yet, dickhead. So why don't you reevaluate what's going on? And you know who? The blood is going to be on the hands of Governor Cuomo and this Mayor Big Bird de Blasio. Another tall guy. Look at the other jerk-off. Comey. All these tall 6'6" jerk-offs. Right. That's what they are. Jerk-offs. It must be something at that height that their minds just shrivel up. Their brains get smaller. De Blasio and Comey. Comey, I'd like to bust him right in the jaw. That's right, Comey. Yeah. I'm only 5 foot tall. Maybe I'm 4'2". I don't know what I am. But I tell you right now, he's a lying bastard.
That's right. He is. He completely lied. Him and all the rest of them.
Whether you like Donald Trump, President Donald Trump or not.
They set him up.
They set him up and they kept going at him. And America, everyone out there, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you got to realize what they did. How would you feel if your rights were taken away from you? And I had that guy over on my podcast, Carter Page, and what they did to him, he was a CIA guy, CIA operative. What they did to him, they illegally wiped out. Now, all of a sudden, all the information's flowing out. And then Schmucky Schumer over there, plughead over there, with his American flag upside down because his life is upside down. He wants to bring witnesses. Well, where was the witnesses for President President Trump when they were in Congress. You know what?
Right.
Kiss my witness butt.
And where was he when they didn't bring those aforementioned witnesses, the ones that he wants, which is Mulvaney and Bolton and those guys? Where was he telling the House, no, go get those witnesses? He didn't say you need them.
And those CNN guys. Ooh, that Brennan.
I hate him.
He should be indicted. Comey should be indicted.
He will be. Brennan will be indicted. Really, I predict that.
I got to tell you one thing. I'm involved with the former mayor, Giuliani, and a couple capers together. And I brought him in a couple of actions going on right now. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Rudy Giuliani's a great guy. He's got all kinds of ammunition. He went over there, and he's got substantiation to this whole crap. Now it gets a little deeper. It gets deeper in the sense there was a plot. The plot was against Donald Trump.
Yes, exactly.
Through whether it be through Russia or Ukraine, but it was against Donald Trump.
It was both, actually.
And that's what's coming out right now. And our great mayor, Rudy Giuliani, has information. I love Rudy, man. That's the man.
Yeah, he is determined, and he's oblivious to the criticism, which is withering, but he doesn't care.
He doesn't back down.
No, he does
nothing.
not.
And
by the way, everything they accuse the president of, they're guilty of themselves.
Exactly.
Every single thing.
Exactly. And, I hate to keep jumping back and forth, but I know our listeners, the majority of them are in our tri-state area. They're across the country, but the reality of what's going on in this city is I can't even hold my breath about it. I'm scared. I'm scared for the people of this city
and then when you
walking in the streets.
These 13, 14-year-old kids now, in the schools, the atmosphere is the directive is to the teachers and the administrators is do not discipline the kids, and the kids get that message. Did you read about the kid that was arrested, 13 years old? His neighbor said, "Yeah, he's just a normal kid. He just hangs out on the corner and smokes weed." I mean, this is the mentality.
This is the normal kid.
This is right. This is the new normal.
Right.
And these kids have no regard for life and law and order and all this stuff.
And now with this big bird jerk off mayor again. Oh, shut down Rikers. Rikers Island ain't the problem. What's in there? And the money that your wife stole, the $1 billion for Operation Thrive there, supposedly helping mentally ill, including this young boy who's 13 years old, thinks smoking pot. He should be under some sort of care that can straighten his ass out. My point is, when you steal $1 billion, Charlie McRae, de Blasio, whatever you want to call, I'm accusing you right now. Sue me. Let's depose each other. I'll sue you right back. Let's go. Charlie de Blasio, you stole up to $1 billion. Operation Thrive. That money was supposed to go for mental illness, including this young boy who's 13 years old. Obviously, he has a mental illness problem. All the people in Rikers Island there, probably 40% in Rikers Island, have mental illness. Why don't we use this money to get therapy for these people so they don't revolve around and go back to jail? That's the problem. Now they're talking about $8 billion more. Oh, yeah, let's wipe out Rikers Island. Let's put jails. You're not getting to the problem, you big moron. You don't have a clue because your whole life has been one thing. You came from nothing with a nothing wife. You went to Cuba. You got married. You went to Nicaragua with the son Sandonese. You're a punk. You're a socialist. You're a commie. Get the hell out of this city, you bum. You're a bum. Right. You're a bum. Any mayor would be better than you, de Blasio. And your wife's a thief. You're a thief. I told you when I ran for mayor against you. I know a criminal when I see one. You're a criminal, Mr. Mayor, with your pay for play and your corruption. I told him right to his face. You know what he did? He ran away like the little bitch he is.
He's scared. Would Anthony Weiner be a better mayor than Bill de Blasio? Absolutely,
I would take anyone.
Yes. No, listen.
I would take Anthony Weiner showing his penis. I don't care about that. I would take anyone over this one.
All this.
I'll take that shake and bake guy. What's his name?
Oh, Corey Johnson.
No, the other guy. The public advocate, shake and bake.
Oh, Jumaane Williams.
Yeah, I'd take Jumaane Williams. And that's a far stretch. But my candidate, obviously, the only one that I really support is our man, Eric Adams from Brooklyn. Right. People of New York, listen to Bo Dietl. You want to steer this city around? Eric Adams can steer it around and be for the people. I know Eric Adams a long time.
Former cop?
He's a former cop. He was the head of that 100 men in law enforcement.
Yes.
A lot of guys don't like him. But I tell you what, he'll look like the prince of the city compared to this scumbag, de Blasio, and his ugly wife.
It's all this social justice, this bleeding heart mentality. lax discipline in the schools, disrespect for cops, let the thugs out of jail, no cash bail for them.
How do you take $1 billion supposedly helping, even with the Department of Education? You have children that, on a serious note, you have children that need mental health. You need counseling.
Of course.
You need counseling. You need counseling with people in jail. But when you steal the money and there's no money there and you can't explain what you did with it, I got a real problem with that. I don't know where the Attorney General is, and she should be looking all over. U.S. Attorney, Southern District, should be. You know what? I think I'm going to take a trip to Washington. Maybe I'm going to go see the White House tree, and I'm going to talk to our president, and I'm going to say, please, Mr. President, I know you moved out of New York, but this is your home like it's my home. Please save us.
Impose martial law.
Indict this piece of crap and his wife for stealing money. Indict him, and let's have a party, okay? And I don't really care who becomes. It could be that guy who's, whoever wants to be the mayor of New York will be better than Blasio.
Anybody would be, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's at a point right now, the victims are going to be the people in the community.
It's happening. These young kids that have no regard for life or discipline or anything like that, that smoking weed on the corner and stabbing 18-year-old girls in the face, those kids are going to grow up. And it's just beginning, as you say, Bo. And, of course, the law, I mean, this converges with that girl who was chased into the street by the lunatic, and she got a leg broken, the black fireman's daughter.
Girl, yeah.
She could have been helped by Thrive New York City if they spent it the right way.
Because the guy was mentally ill. He was. Should have been under some sort of observation. And that little girl is now brain dead laying in a bed.
She's right. And also that the perp is going to get out on January 1st because they only charge him with reckless endangerment, which is a misdemeanor, and he's going to get out on January 1st. So you have two problems. The mental health money and the no cash bail law. There is
time for people listening to send to your governor to reevaluate. January 1st, he's supposed to sign this bill. He hasn't signed it yet. To reevaluate this criminal reform. I'm for criminal reform, but you have to selectively utilize it.
This is lunacy.
You can't just do a blanket, just release everybody, no bail. This is the most ridiculous thing.
Terrible.
So listen, people, if you're around the country, you want to commit some crimes, come to New York.
Right.
You don't go to jail.
No problem.
You want to rob somebody? You want to stab somebody? Come to New York. You'll be right out.
It's true.
You don't even need a lawyer. Get the legal aid. You're right out.
We're going back to the 70s and 80s. Bo Dietl, actor and producer.
Well, you know what? I think this is our last show before Christmas, right?
Yes, it is.
What happened to my friend Sid?
Sid is under the weather this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to wish you and Sid and everybody here. You know, I love doing the show with you guys, and it's a good platform, and I apologize to anyone that I get a little angry because I really love this city.
People appreciate it.
If I offended anybody, I'm very, very sorry. But you know what? The reality is this city's going into the toilet. I love it
you should pull a Conor McGregor. I want to take this moment to apologize to nobody.
Well, you know what? The guy that I really dislike and his wife is Bill de Blasio, and his wife, his thieving wife. And you know what? Everyone says, oh, Bo, you can't talk like that against the first lady, against the mayor. Damn you, prove me wrong.
If people are dying in the streets, 14-year-old girls are getting hit by cars because of that, because of the mayor's wife.
Of this mayor.
You can call them out on the Bernie.
Can I say scumbag on the air?
Maxine Waters normalized. Yes, Maxine Waters normalized.
Mr. Mayor, you are a scumbag. Your wife is a scumbag, and you should leave this city. You're destroying it. You're killing young people in this city, and you are the problem.
Merry Christmas.
You are the cancer. We should cut this cancer out.